Thanks for watching on this busy night, everybody. I'm Teresa Woodard. We have several rapidly developing stories for you, including ongoing strikes on Iran by the U.S. and Israel and Iran's retaliation, plus how the conflict has SMU students sheltering in Dubai. Jesse is tracking rain this week, but first, that mass shooting in Austin. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning at and around a bar called Buford's that is on 6th Street, a few blocks from the state capitol and the UT campus. UT's president did confirm today that students were involved in the shooting. He did not clarify whether any were injured or killed. Police say the suspect, now identified as 53-year-old Injaga Jagney, drove past the bar in an SUV several times before he stopped and fired toward the patio from his vehicle. He then got out and kept shooting, police say. Officers who were nearby quickly shot and killed him.
We were about 56 seconds away coming from east to west Austin, and that saved multiple lives.
Investigators are now working to find a possible motive. Federal agents spent much of the day at a home in Pflugerville, north of Austin, where they believe the suspect lived. Now, Saturday nights are especially busy on 6th Street, where thousands of people go for bars and restaurants. WFA's Cole Sullivan is live for us there tonight. Cole, you just spoke with somebody who heard those shots. What did they tell you tonight?
Teresa, that bouncer says he heard the shots from Buford at his bar across the street and opened the doors to let people who are running for their lives seek safety. And we have new video tonight of the moment police confront the suspected gunman. You will hear the shots, and we want to warn you, parts of this video may be disturbing.
Whether or not the shooting here was terrorism, it certainly caused terror.
And everybody was running, it was crazy.
This new video shows people running for safety.
See, damn, this is not like fireworks. No, I think this is gun.
Gabriel Rodriguez works at a bar across the street from Buford's, where police say the gunman opened fire early Sunday, first with a pistol out his SUV window, then parked. They say he started walking toward the busy entertainment district with a rifle.
When this came out, we were about 56 seconds away coming from east to west Austin, and that saved multiple lives.
Rodriguez says he opened his bar to people running for cover.
Me and my coworkers just was trying helping people, you know.
Now the investigation into what happened stretches half an hour north, where neighbors in this residential suburb say SWAT teams swarmed a house tied to the suspect.
Because you just don't take that kind of artillery out for no reason. It was pointed down the street. First I thought he was pointing at me.
Law enforcement sources say the gunman was 53-year-old Injaga Jagney, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Senegal. When he opened fire just before 2 a.m., sources say he was wearing a sweatshirt that said "Property of Allah" and a shirt with an Iranian emblem.
We're just at this point prepared to say that it was potentially an act of terrorism.
Witnesses say it felt like one.
You just think about a survivor, you know. You just think about this, like just survive.
If you know 6th Street, you know it is rarely quiet. But today, with bars closed and police and the FBI still combing this area as they investigate, it has been nearly silent at times. Austin police plan to release more information at a briefing tomorrow. Teresa.
Cole's silence there is certainly eerie. What do we know, if anything, about how the people who were taken to the hospital are doing tonight?
This morning, police say 3 people were taken to the hospital critically injured, 11 others taken to the hospital wounded. But if there is a little bit of good news, a local hospital says of those 14, 4 have been cleared by doctors to recover at home. Teresa.
All right, Cole Sullivan live for us. We'll certainly hope for continued recovery for those who are still in the hospital. And Cole will be back live on 6th Street tomorrow morning on Daybreak with all of the overnight developments in this investigation. Let's take a live look over Jerusalem now. Just after 6 a.m. there, the sun beginning to rise amid intermittent retaliatory strikes from Iran, some of them deadly. At least 9 people were killed today just outside of this city. President Trump confirmed today that 3 U.S. service members have died. Several others were seriously hurt in Kuwait. Iran has been firing drones and missiles at nations across the Gulf, targeting several U.S. military bases in retaliation for the strikes that took out Iran's supreme leader.
What the United States is doing is an act of aggression. What we are doing is the act of self-defense.
U.S. forces have struck more than 1,000 targets. President Trump has now agreed, though, to speak with Iranian leaders. According to ABC News, those talks could center around new potential leadership in Iran. The operations in the Middle East have stirred up mixed reactions in North Texas. Some have hope, some feel fear. Here's WFAA's Luke Clary tonight.
Hands off Iran now!
Reactions across North Texas were strong and split. Some were angry about the U.S. and Israel's attack on Iran.
People in the United States need to stand up and demand peace and not war.
Hundreds gathered in downtown Dallas Sunday to protest.
We're here to oppose the imperialist aggression that the United States and Israel are engaging in.
Others support the strikes.
Unfortunately, sometimes war is what it takes to get messages across.
For many Iranian Americans, this moment brought celebration. Dozens gathered in Plano to dance and sing, waving flags.
Down with terrorist regime of Iran!
Other Iranian Americans met in downtown Dallas Saturday, calling for regime change.
This regime is awful. They prevented me from going to school. We need the international community to recognize the right of the Iranian people and the rebellious youth to overthrow this regime.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!
A global conflict half a world away, sparking protest and celebration here in North Texas. In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
Right now, some SMU students and faculty are in Dubai as part of a business school program. They are all safe, but they are being forced to shelter in place. It is because of scenes like this. This is a strike on a port in Dubai. The United Arab Emirates Defense Ministry said Iran has launched 165 missiles towards the UAE. They have detected and destroyed most of them, but some Iranian drones have made it through. SMU says it is working to get the students and faculty home as soon as it is safe. The strikes in Iran have sent stock futures falling. We will be watching what happens when markets open in the morning. Oil futures are also surging in early trading, with U.S. crude up at least $8 a barrel. You will want to watch Daybreak tomorrow morning. An expert will explain how all of this could impact you through the price of gas. You can catch that analysis at 7:15 on WFAA+. It is time to bring in meteorologist Jesse Hawila now, because we could see some showers and storms, not to begin the work week, but later on. Time to prepare now, though.
Monday's dry. Election day, dry.
That's good.
Wednesday morning, dry. But then we really kickstart a pattern change starting Wednesday late afternoon and Wednesday evening.
All right, you've been prepared.
Yeah, and that'll include many chances for rain. But we start with this. It's a WFAA weather alert for Wednesday, because that's when we start this pattern change, and we start with on and off rain, some thunderstorms, and some of the strongest thunderstorms could have some small hail or some strong wind gusts. It is something we'll be monitoring. This looks like a low-end severe risk for us here in North Texas, but nonetheless, there is at least a low risk. Some heavy rain is expected too. Stay updated on the forecast, adjust outdoor plans as needed, and download WFAA Plus to your TV. We will keep you updated all week long. 71 right now. We had a very warm day again in North Texas. A little bit of cloud cover tonight. Could be a couple sprinkles along the Red River overnight tonight. Nothing of consequence. But you start your rush hour off in the upper 50s, pleasant temperatures, breezy at times with partly sunny skies. It's another warm day for most of the area. We're back in the 80s for Fort Worth and Dallas. Look at this, though. Some upper 60s and low 70s tomorrow afternoon. Much closer to the normal of 64, but low 80s elsewhere. We are going to time out all of the chances for rain we have through the work week and next weekend. We'll talk severe risk and totals, too. It's all coming up.
See you again in a few minutes, Jesse. Thank you. Voters are finally about to decide who to send on to the midterm elections. The primary in Texas is Tuesday. And when you head to the polls, you will need a valid photo ID. Your driver's license, a military ID, or an approved government ID will work. Voting locations open at 7 a.m. Tuesday. Our voter guide has sample ballots and explains a lot of the races. You can find it at WFAA.com/vote. And on Election Day, our coverage on WFAA Plus begins Tuesday at noon. Our results show begins as soon as polls close at 7 with reports from across the state. And then we will have live reaction from our Y'all-itics team at 10:30.
I'm Jason Whiteley. Tuesday's election is not the only big political news to keep an eye on this week. Watch what happens Wednesday at Dallas City Hall. Council will vote to formally ask the city manager to start gathering options on new places to move City Hall. Only see what's out there, not actually moving. It's no secret that the Dallas Mavs are also looking for property downtown to build a brand new arena. The City Hall site, though, long thought to be prime for that. But there is a growing opposition to tearing down City Hall for another entertainment district. On Inside Texas Politics, we asked Councilman Chad West a simple question. Is this all about the city making a buck?
I think that's the question I get all the time, and that probably my first question in asking the city manager this. And it really goes back to, like, what's the rush?
What is the rush?
The rush is really mostly tied to the convention center. The convention center is undergoing the master plan right now, and we need to know if City Hall is going to stay, then it needs to be designed around City Hall.
But City Hall is not connected to the convention center. I mean, theoretically, you could do these projects separately, couldn't you?
City Hall is actually connected to the convention center.
Is it really underground?
Underground it is, and
but you could still do these separately if you had to.
I think it could be, but it would be a huge miss. I think it'd be a big financial miss for us to not take advantage of doing the master planning all at once.
So on Wednesday, as we were all digesting what just happened with Tuesday night's election results, the next big political drama will be at Dallas City Hall. Lots of folks there expected for that meeting. We spent a lot of time with Councilman Chad West talking about City Hall and the options that council has. You can see all of our unedited political interviews on our streaming app, WFAA Plus. It's free to download there on your smart TV.
Developing in Fort Worth tonight, one person is dead, 2 others hurt after a shooting. Police say they found one person dead on Northwest 35th Street around 4 o'clock this morning, not far from Meacham Airfield. 2 other shooting victims turned up at local hospitals. Investigators do believe this shooting happened after a fight. No details yet on any suspects.